By Johnny, where's the offload? There we go. And here goes Pinode. Oh, untackleable. Untackleable. Rappi. This is officially Rugby Update number 100. Thanks for all the comments and the subs and the views, ladies and gents. And on to the next 100. But for now, on to the Six Nations. Ireland hosted France first on Saturday, and both teams ascended to a higher plane of rugby. It was like the game was being played 4 years in the future. Why would I say such a brave, yet controversial thing? It's because I've had a simmering question about Ireland over the last few weeks. And that question is, where the big dogs at? Why no big dogs? Speed and fitness, that's why. I think. They knew France would kick down the middle, and they wanted them to. Middlefield kicks meant no lineouts, no stoppages, no rest. Rugby nerd Murray Kinsella said it first. The average ball in play time for a modern game of rugby is about 35 minutes. The ball in play time for this game was 46 minutes. That's more than a half of rugby with no stoppages. Insanity. France's pack of thick boys could match them for about 40 minutes. 40 minutes of rugby filled with so much magic and skill that my jaw was on the floor for most of it. But by 50 minutes, the big Irish players were spent. They couldn't even get into the Irish half, never mind compete. I think by the end of the game, they had spent 57 seconds in the Irish 22. The smaller green hunting dogs ran the big blue buffalo to death by exhaustion and sealed the crown as the world's #1 team. Surely the rest of the championship is but a formality now. No one can stop them. Scotland. They hosted Wales in the second game on Saturday at Murrayfield. And what a joy it is to watch the boys in blue now. I liken Ireland to the methodical, slow inevitability of a combine harvester. That would make Scotland a swarm of locusts. Just a cloud of attack, striking you all over the place, never letting you know what's coming. Ireland uses their multi-phase, high possession attack to manipulate you, and then they pull the trigger on some intricate backline move that bamboozles the defense. Scotland uses meat, specifically 2 South African lumps of meat on either wing. Duan and Kyle just ran it down the sidelines all night long, and once the meters were made, Russell could decide what to do with the ball. Maybe a crossfield kick, maybe use his incredible centre pairing, maybe go himself. Very entertaining stuff. They scored 5 tries to Wales's 1 to finally win the follow-up match after an opening round victory against England. Poor old Wales looked like deers stuck in headlights. They couldn't stop the wingers making meters, they couldn't slow down the breakdown, and they couldn't make a line break to save their lives. Poor old Gats has so much work ahead of him. And in a tale as old as the Six Nations itself, England hosted Italy in round 2, and then beat Italy to make up for a loss in round 1. This was maybe the first kind of meh game in the tournament. Italy's poor discipline just led to England kicking it in the corner, which in turn just led to maul try, tap and go try, maul try, penalty try, and try in the corner off of a failed maul. Riveting stuff. At least all of that was split up by some lovely multi-phase tries by Italy. We also got to see the return of Farrell at number 10, with Ollie Lawrence at 12 and Henry Slade at 13. What an entirely sensible backline. I have said this elsewhere. I think we will be seeing a lot more of Ollie Lawrence in the coming years. He's only 23 and he looks like he's got a little something about him. I like it. Anyway, that was a 31-14 game that will be lost to the annals of time, despite actually being a lot closer than the last few results between these two teams. And now we enter the rest week of the Six Nations. Wales are in a deep hole. Italy are trying so hard to be good. France look like they need a rest. England still have some It's Eddie's fault cards in their pocket. Scotland look finely poised to disappoint. And Ireland are looking so good that even Sexton is running the ball again. A miracle at 38. And we'll see all of them in a couple of weeks. Any stories in the news? By the standard set in the first month this year, it's been a pretty barren news week. One piece of good news is the return of Sabun Corsi to training at the Bulls. Late last year, he didn't show up for work and disappeared for more than 3 weeks, so alarm bells were going off. Luckily, he was found safe and healthy. As reported before, the Springbok winger was suffering from mental health issues and was given time to recover and support from the Bulls. He's back now, and hopefully we will see the World Cup winner on the field making other players look silly very soon. Also, dudes, if a 6-foot, 100-kilogram Springbok winger can admit that he needs some help with his mental state, so can we. Friends and family are there. Talk to them. Last news and yet more law trials. This time in rugby that is sometimes described as super. The ladies and gents down under have put forward a few changes to try and speed up the game. shot clocks for penalties and conversions that I think will be visible in stadium. Lineouts and scrums must form within 30 seconds of the mark being set. Yellow cards can be given with the help of the TMO, but if there's any long video review, play must continue while that's happening in the background. Then there were a whole bunch of other things to make sure that the TMO did his review upstairs in the box while play was still continuing down on the field. We might need TMOs for all of this. These measures are there to prevent the long stops for video reviews and to try and prevent deliberate slowdown of the game. If the changes stick, the game of rugby could look a lot different in 4 years' time. Oh. Prepare yourselves. And I am prepared to end this week's rugby update right there. I will see you all next week after some Urk games. Bye! What the hell is the Urk?